Hello and welcome everyone to the Visibility Show. I'm your host, Melissa Groom, and today's topic is how to market your online events, particularly if you're running an online summit or your offline events without paying thousands of dollars in marketing or paid advertising. In fact, I want to talk to you all today about organic marketing because it is amazing the technology that we have here with us today to actually reach a global audience. So I'm going to give a shout out today, first up, to Sarah Watkins, who actually owns and is the founder of this Facebook page, the Spiritual Events Directory, where I do my show every Monday at midday. I'm also live streaming over onto my business page, Melissa Groom, the Visibility Mentor, at the same time. So that's amazing, the technology that we have. And I want to thank Sarah for giving all of us the opportunity to actually get our shows out there to reach a global audience. Now, Sarah has 80,000 fans here on this page, and she has grown this page organically herself. So she is going to be a guest on my show further down the track, and we'll talk about how she organically grew her followers here on Facebook. She was going to join me today, but she's out with the kids, as we do being a mum, juggling kids and business. So tomorrow, Sarah has the Global Spiritual Expo, the Global Spiritual and Alternative Expo that will be running here on this Facebook page, the Spiritual Events Directory. There are so many amazing speakers talking about all different things that are going to assist you in every facet of your life or business. So I'll be on at 1:45 tomorrow for half an hour, sharing how to start your web TV show to be able to reach a global audience and to be a top influencer or a top leader in the marketplace. So just a little shout out there for everyone who's going to be on the summit tomorrow, to all the amazing speakers and the attendees. You can watch this online event tomorrow for free. You can register to get the recordings. I'll put the link up shortly to get all the information for that, but it is an incredible amount of information and education that you would not be able to get anywhere else, you know, for free tomorrow, as I said, or to get the recording so you can watch the replay, because our episodes will only be up tomorrow on the Expo for 24 hours, and then obviously they'll be available to purchase on the Spiritual Events Directory. So I'm going to try and read off my notes, so you have to excuse me looking down and also using my glasses, because I want to be able to see on my mobile phone your comments and say hi to you. So it's a bit of a juggling act, all of this, because I'm using Zoom and I can't see the comments on the screen, but I can see them if I come onto the page. So if you are watching, I'd love for you to put in the comments below, what's your business? Because I'd love to get to know you and what you do, and you know, see how I could assist you in being more visible online and reaching a wider audience. So when I do my shows, I give a lot of information. So always show up with a pen and paper. And, you know, 80% of people watch the replay of videos. So just know that when you do a video, if you think, oh, I didn't get many views, it's the views that you're going to get afterwards, and the power of organic marketing that will also help you get more views. So I want you to have a pen and paper to write this down, or you could send me a message on Melissa Groom, the Visibility Mentor, and I will actually give you a copy of my notes. So whatever you prefer. So first up, when we're doing online events, I want to just share with you my signature event that I run is the International Women's Day event. So 2019, I interviewed 44 speakers in 5 different countries over 2 days. It was hectic. But we did it live. And a lot of people were saying to me, Facebook doesn't work anymore. Videos don't work. We're not getting the reach unless we pay to play. So in, I think, 2 to 3 weeks, we just pulled together. I put all my clients on the summit, and highlighted them, because that's what I do. I get my clients out there, push them out of their comfort zone, because everyone's like, I'm not a guest speaker, I'm not a speaker. But as you know, anyone in business, if you're in business, you are a public speaker. So 2019 was my first online summit for International Women's Day, and we reached 35,000 views without any paid marketing or paid advertising. Now, I want to give a shout out to Kelly Kingston, who was my co-host for the event, because without her, things would not have run as smoothly. So in running the online summit, we had Kelly was there to check in with all the speakers in the green room, so to speak, which you can do on some of these streaming platforms, softwares such as Zoom. And you can hold people back in the green room and test their audio and lighting, which I highly recommend you do if you're running an online event and it's going live out into the world. Not only that, Kelly tested all the lighting and that, but she was just made sure everything ran so smoothly. And she also was constantly marketing the event in the background and making sure everything was shared. So, you know, I'm creating a checklist for how to get a bigger reach and how to get bums on seats, because everybody wants to know how to do that without paid marketing. And so Sarah's asked me to be a guest speaker for tomorrow's online expo. And I've just started creating and adding to the list all the things that we could be doing for the next expo to make sure that we all get a bigger reach. So that's what today's show is going to be around about. So I hope that you get lots of tips and can apply them. And if you're thinking, gee, I'd love to do an online summit, but I just don't know how, then perhaps book in a free chat with me and we can talk about how we can make that happen, because it's not as scary as you think. And sometimes, you know, you've got to realize we don't have to do everything on our own. It would have been extremely stressful for me to try and navigate an online summit on my own. Tomorrow, we're all doing our own individual online videos. In my summit, I actually interviewed each of our speakers, so it was a different type of setup. But when it comes to all the technology and the marketing, you know, the key to us all succeeding in business is collaborating and working together and pulling a team together who've got different resources and different skill sets so that we can make our events like just amazing. So don't try and do everything yourself. You're not Superwoman. You'll end up being up all night, you know, not spending any time with your family, and your health will suffer. And I can say that from experience, because when I launched my web TV show back in 2010, I basically taught myself all the video editing and all the marketing and things like that, and then realized, well, it's time to grow a team and start outsourcing all of this stuff. So they're the types of things that I can help brainstorm with you as well, putting together checklists and tasks and responsibilities so that you can then outsource them to a virtual assistant or other people on your marketing team. So first thing up that we need to do when we're creating an event is look at the whole picture. Who's going to be participating in the event? Sarah's got a number of speakers tomorrow. So she's given us all an image that we can share on social media to promote the expo. So if you go and look at my personal profile, Melissa Groom, you'll see I've uploaded it to my personal profile timeline cover, right? So yes, not everybody uses their personal profile for business, and we're not meant to run it as a business page, but it's okay to let our family and friends know that we may be a guest speaker coming up at an event, or we're running an event that's coming up every now and then. And I know this because I've gone and checked out a lot of big internet marketers who also do that on their personal profile as well. So when you upload your picture on your personal profile, if you click on mine, just tap on it, whether you're on the phone or the computer, and then you'll see that you can edit the description, and then you can write a little bit of information about the upcoming event and the benefits, of course, and a clickable link can go in there straight to the landing page where you want people to register for that event. So that's just one place, your personal profile. Now, There are templates you can get on Canva to create all this if you're not, you're not great at doing graphics. I would also use it on your business page on Facebook. You can, again, change your timeline cover on your business page, and you can also create a story on your personal profile on Facebook, your business page story on Facebook. You've got LinkedIn stories, you've got Instagram stories, and you've got YouTube stories. So depending on where your target market is, you've got all of those free spaces for you to advertise and market your online events. Now, on your business page on Facebook, if you go on the computer and you upload your image, you go into publishing tools, then create a studio, and then stories, or where it says write something, and then next to that it says add stories. So you click on that, upload your image, and then you add in a link. So you add a button which might be learn more or see now or something like that. I don't generally say book now, but I'll say learn more or see now, see more, and you can add that clickable link to your landing page. To your story image. You do not need to have 10,000 followers to do it. You may have to create some stories for that to come up. I'm not sure, because I've had it for quite a while now. And often when Facebook is rolling out new things for us to use, they give it to a certain amount of people. But it's been around for like over a year. I've been using it for a while. So make sure that you are doing that. So if you're hosting the summit yourself, obviously you'll start a checklist of all the things that you need to do, so that moving forward, when you create the event again, it's all there. Plus, you need to be able to, when you're delegating, if you've got a graphic designer you can straight out say to her, I need all of these graphics. So I need graphics for Facebook posts, LinkedIn, Instagram, and then the story images, which are different sizes. Now, if you don't have the budget for a graphic designer, you can go to canva.com. I like the app called Adobe Spark Post because I make a lot of images on my mobile phone, and it's been around for a while, so I do use that. My daughter loves the app Over, and she makes a lot of her graphics in there for Instagram. And there's a new one that I've been playing around with too that I love, called Artory, Artory. So have a look at those. If you're, not good at graphics, you can always get a graphic designer on your team, or maybe do some contra deals with a graphic designer and gives them something in return. There is Fiverr. A lot of people don't like to recommend Fiverr because, anything you need done for your business, you can get for $5 US. And they're like, we should be paying Australian people. We've got a global team now. And yes, graphic designers, I pay mine $100 an hour because they're very good, they're trusted, and they're very professional. But if I just want, say, a poster for my online summit, then yes, I could just go to Fiverr and get my branding and give it to the graphic designer and make an incredible poster that then everybody could share. Because the social media posts are only this big. If you get a poster made, it's going to be longer in the newsfeed, and it's going to look amazing. It's going to be like people are going to stop and go, what's this event? Rather than just an image. So one of the mistakes that people do as well when they're doing their online events is they constantly use the same images over and over again during the time they're marketing it. So what you can do is you still use your branding and your fonts and your colors, but switch the images and the text and just make it look a little bit different. So something new, so it's not the same thing. Otherwise people end up glazing over it, going, seen that ad before. You don't want it to be like that. So for instance, if you've got a number of guest speakers coming on your summit, perhaps your guest speakers could provide you with a little tip that they could then put on their image, or so that when the person's marketing it out on their business page, then there's a tip there from Melissa Groom, the visibility mentor, and she will say, you know, one of her greatest tips, which for me, I'd probably just say the most important thing is to show up. Because we worry so much about getting everything perfect and having all the bells and whistles before we actually start doing video. And it takes time to grow, evolve, and even if you've got the money to go and buy that equipment, it's a massive learning experience to know how to use all the cameras and the editing equipment and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's just one of my tips, is just show up and you will grow and learn as you know, some people might think it's embarrassing. You'll go back and look at some of my videos in 2010 and they're terrible. But if I was to delete them, you wouldn't see my growth and know that this is where I was then and this is where I am now. And the same for Marie Forleo, you know, one of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world, Gary Vee. They all started using their mobile phone or their laptop, and now obviously they've got, you know, big budgets and in professional studios when they're filmed. So just know you've got to start somewhere. So your graphics, if you get all your graphics done and you write a list of your graphics, it's going to be a lot cheaper to send to your graphic designer to get them all made up. And that way you can make sure that you can then send them all out to your guest speakers. So if you are having guest speakers, it's important that you have a checklist for your guest speakers on, you know, confirming the date and time that they're speaking, what else you want them to do to, you know, share out the online event. What images are you allowed to share? What text do you want people to say? Because you don't want them quoting the wrong thing. Give them the direct link to the landing page where you want people to register. As well as having an event perhaps on your website, or if you don't have a website, you can still run online summits and start building a database. And I would be using Eventbrite. So Eventbrite is an amazing tool, which I've been using. I've done over 1,000 events on Eventbrite, and it is great for SEO. I've had people come up and say to me, I found out about you because Eventbrite actually emailed me and said I might be interested in your 30-day video challenge that's coming up. So even if you have got an event and it's on your website, you could still put it on Eventbrite just for SEO purposes. And then you've got a Facebook event, which is absolutely free for you to create. Now, I always say to my clients to create the Facebook event on their personal profile and then go in and edit the event and add it to your business page. So that way you can actually invite more people, and it also makes a little post on your personal newsfeed. Now, you can't see it on your timeline, but it's there. Facebook does put it out and notify your friends. And that way, what I see a lot of people do is they create a Facebook event and they invite nobody to it. So you need to go through, it takes time, but you can only invite your friends, but you need to go through and invite your friends on Facebook. And then what you need to do is ask all the guest speakers to RSVP that they're going to the Facebook event and get them to invite their friends. So that way you can get that wider reach. Now, inside that Facebook event, once people say that they're going or they're interested, you can't just create the event and then leave it. You need to be posting inside that group leading up to the event. So that can be images, that can be polls, questions, that can be live videos. So I would encourage your guest speakers to be going into that Facebook event so that there's stuff going out in the news feed where they're giving value, not just say, hey, come to the event, but share a little tip, add some value and say, hope to see you at the event. I'll be actually giving away a prize if you come and watch my segment, which I will be tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. I will be doing a live about how to create your web TV show, and I'll be giving away a 1-hour strategy session with me. So hope to see you there tomorrow. And I'll be doing a Facebook Live into the Facebook event to actually share this as well. So we've got some graphics I've talked about. Excuse me for looking at my notes. where to share the graphics in your stories, in your news feed, in your personal profile, your business page, in your own groups, in other groups where you're allowed to share that you have got an event coming up. Perhaps if you are in someone's event, you could give a tip, and then in the post you could say, if you're allowed to, I'd love to see you at my upcoming event. Just make sure you look at the guidelines of the groups that you're in, if you're allowed to do that. So I have a business group called Mums in Business Products and Services, and you are allowed to promote whatever you want in there on whatever day. There's no set rule around that. So if you're not in there already, I'd love for you to be in there to reach a wider audience and connect with other women in business. And also Mums in Business Australia is my Facebook page, my second Facebook page, and every Wednesday you can promote your events for free, and every Friday I have networking. So we ask you to put a link to your business page and tag 3 other mums in business and give them a shout out. And every Tuesday it's share a tip. All right, so obviously you need to put a graphic on your landing page on your website, or Eventbrite has specific graphics as well. Wouldn't it be great if everyone just had the same size and they didn't keep changing it? Because it does cost a lot of money to keep creating all the new graphics every time, especially Facebook changes it all around on us. And as I said before, create a poster with all the speakers and their topics that everybody could share. And I've talked about creating events on Eventbrite, Facebook, and LinkedIn. As far as I know, I don't think you can create events on YouTube or Instagram. Then we've got videos. So we've got live videos, pre-recorded videos, live videos going up into your news feed or into your groups or other people's groups. You've got live videos on your Facebook stories, on your personal profile, as well as your business page. And you've got the live videos on the Instagram stories. You've got LinkedIn Live now, and you've also got YouTube Live. So there are so many things that you can do. And then we've got interviews. So leading up to your event, you should be asking all of your guest speakers, or even getting them to connect with me, and I can put them in touch with many people who run podcasts, have magazines, have blogs, have Facebook pages that are screaming out and looking for quality content. So, you really should be trying to get yourself out there every single week, being interviewed by other people's platforms, or running a free training for their Facebook group, their networking group, their organization, so that you can get your name out there and then actually mention the upcoming event that you have. So let me just take a breath, put my glasses on. Oh, one thing too, email your database. So a lot of people forget to email their database of upcoming events. Now, if you don't have a database, it's time to start growing one. And one of the ways you can do that, if you don't have a website, is again, create an account with Eventbrite and then start creating events or offering free gifts. Sometimes you can offer a PDF, a checklist, even do a little short video, 5 or 10 minutes long, the 3 steps to XYZ, and put it up there, and people can just register and be emailed a link to like a private video or an unlisted video on YouTube, sharing your tips. So it can be a checklist or a video. I love the short videos because I love the checklist too. I will say that because I can scan it. But, when I see a video, even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes, I can very quickly build rapport with that person and know whether that's the type of person that I would want to work with, because video, as you know, we emit energy in our videos, and people can, get a feel for your style. So email out your database, and also ask the speakers to email, not just email, hey, I'm speaking at this next event, but email them and say, hey, I'm speaking at this next event, and you can win a prize if you attend and comment. And you have to be very careful with giving away prizes and the Facebook guidelines around competitions, because as far as I know, you can't say, like, comment and share to win. You could say comment below and tell me what your biggest takeaway was, or what your biggest challenge is from what your biggest takeaway was from my video. Comment below, and I'll be choosing someone to win a strategy session with me. But you can't ask them to like and share. But you could say in the post, I'd love it if you would share this with your friends and give us a thumbs up, or something like that, so that you're not actually saying it's the terms and conditions of actually winning a prize. So you probably do need to do a little bit of homework around running competitions on Facebook, because you can actually get your account closed down if you don't know what you're doing. So just be careful there. And, ask your guest speakers to interview each other and cross-promote each other leading up to the expo. It's a great way for, even if you don't know each other, it's a great way for you to both reach a wider audience. Wow, I think I have covered so much in half an hour. I'm sure I've probably given you like 20 tips at least to actually market your online summits. Now, even if you think, well, who am I to run an online summit? I'm just a small business owner. It is a great way for you to grow your network. It's a great way for you to grow your database. What I did with my International Women's Day Summit is we marketed it out, and I grew an extra database of clients. But I also, underneath the registration, I put a link there for people to register for a free visibility strategy session with me. So just, half an hour, and I got 500 people register. So not everybody showed up, not everybody ended up following through, but that's okay. Maybe I'll add just an application form next time, so they actually have to answer some questions to apply for the free call. So there's all those things that you can do, to build your database. But I would love for you to let me know in the comments below, what's your business about? You may just be thinking, well, I sell products, Mel. So this is Nas Cosmetics. She's the owner of, Jennifer Hines is the founder and owner of Nas Cosmetics, natural Australian skincare company here on the Gold Coast. Jennifer could run a beauty summit, right? And talk about all the different facets of, it could be something to do with her health. So she could get health experts on and talk about the dangers of all the chemicals that we are putting in on our skin, and how they're going into our bloodstream, and how newborn babies are actually being born with something like 250 chemicals in them. I mean, what sort of a chance do they have at life when they're starting there? So she could also do an online summit and get some makeup artists on there showcasing their different special effects or different looks, So there's so many amazing, incredible things that you can do if you just think outside the box. So it was my pleasure to bring my tips to you today. And again, if you are around tomorrow, on the Spiritual Events Directory Facebook page is the Global Spiritual and Alternative Expo. I hope to see you there to watch some incredible speakers. Remember that all the videos will only be up for 24 hours, and then they will be available to purchase on the website. So I'll put all the links down below. And if you are looking at getting more exposure and you want to attract your ideal clients, but you're just not doing videos yet, or you're not consistent or confident in front of the camera, then I highly encourage that you join me in the next 30-day video challenge, which starts Monday, the 16th of November. You can either do it on your own and watch all of my daily video tips and get my workbook, or you can join our group mentoring where you come on Zoom with me once a week or book me to have one-on-one strategy sessions. So remember, you are amazing. You have gone through your life lessons and experiences for one reason, and that is your soul's purpose. And my soul's purpose is to bring your soul's purpose out into the world so that we can make this world a better place. So remember to shine bright because the world needs you. Have an amazing weekend, everyone. Lots of love and light to you. Bye, everyone.